Today's topic is we talk about ngcontainer. Okay, the topic is ng-container. Another one is ng-template. We are going to discuss this in detail with some real-time example. Okay, so the first question is, what is ngcontainer? Before go that, let me create a component. CD. I say ngc containment, something like that. A component name is containment. So ngc component containment has been created. If you go here, there is a containment component. Now, to call this containment component, my first step is go to my app component.html.cs. You remove this. You just use this HTML attribute selector. What is my selector? App-containment. Copy this. Go to HTML of app component. Say, now this is done. Now what I want to do, I want to clear. I say ng-serve-open. Hey Amar, how is your kid?
Yeah, hi sir. Yeah, everything is fine, sir. Today only discharged. Everything is completed.
Okay. About wife, kid, and everybody is good, safe?
Yes. Yeah, everything is good. No problem, sir. Mother and children.
Okay, ma. Congratulations, guys. Wish Amar as a father.
Congrats, sir. Congratulations, bro.
Yeah, thank you, team. Yeah.
So this is your containment works component. Now today, now go back to containment component HTML. Basically, I'm going to display the list of items. I'm saying like this paragraph, item 1. Listen carefully. I'm creating a item 1, item 2, item 3. So how many items I'm displaying? How many items I'm displaying in this div? 4 items. Now, if you go over here, you see all the 4 items are available here or not. Now, yes, when you right click, inspect element, okay, you go to the DOM, you see in the div, there is an items will be available. Under the main div, you will have a subdivs. Item 1, item 2, everything is there, right? This is item 1, item 2, like that. Hold on a second. You see here, I have a ng content, div ng content ng. In that you will have a paragraph. Everything will be treated as a content. But in this paragraph, you see that the top is div. Now what I want to do, I'm going to wrap the same thing using ng-content. Instead of div, I'm going to use ng-container. Okay. See the difference of rendering. Are you able to see any div here in the ng container? If you look into that, this entire paragraphs are covered by a DOM element called div. But here, I'm not covered by any parent component, but still I can able to see a list. The reason behind is ng container is an Angular component, will wrap the text or will wrap the information in a single clause. Or you got my point, but it will not rendered as a DOM element. Now you all understand what is the purpose of ng container? Yes or no? What is ng container? Come on, you need to speak. Ganesh, Ishwar, Venkat, understand?
Sorry, sir. Can you repeat again? I missed it.
See,
Panel.
MS Paint. Okay. In this paint, whenever your page is rendering, first the development will get rendered. Understand? And then you will have a paragraph like item 1, item 2, item 3, like that. Or you got my point? To avoid the development, I'm replacing with ng container. ng hyphen container. You understand my point? Which is similar to your div. ng container is which is similar to your div. Instead of div, you are replacing ng container. Or you got my point? Understand? Say yes or no?
Yes, yes.
Okay, but at the time of rendering, you see here, if I'm using a div, this entire stuff is a div. In the div, I'm getting a paragraph one by one. Okay, if I remove the div, I'm packed these paragraphs with ng container. You see the code here. I had covered everything under the ng container. Did the ng container is rendered in my DOM element here? Understand my point? While rendering the page, the DOM element ng container is rendered or not rendered?
It's rendered.
It is not rendered.
Not rendered.
But still it will be work as a list. That is the beauty of container. And you see here, this was been rendered by using ng container. But here, when I use a div, it will create with the div and then it will wrap within that particular component. So always people will use ng container without having a much DOM element in the UI. You understand my point? Say yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Ishwar, Shiva, Ganesh, Judy.
Yes,
sir.
good. Understand, sir.
Pratibha, Shiva, Sushma, everybody understand, right? Venkat,
Yes.
Yasavi.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Now, the next topic is, I want to display this in a different purpose. Let me show here. I can go back. I say here, HR tag. Now I got a horizontal line. Now this one I can say ng hyphen container. This is ng container div. Or you got my point? But the ng container div doesn't have any element while rendering the DOM. That's how we have to wrap the element. Or you got my point? Now we are going to give some information dynamically in this area. Right now we are appended everything static, right? Now we are going to do dynamic data. What we are going to do here, I'm going to use a div. Okay, I'm going to use a div. Okay, before creating a div, I want to display the value as a list. So to display value as the list, what I need to do in the component here? Can anyone tell me? Student info colon. This is how you have to write. Student, I say ID colon 101 comma name colon C#.net. Okay. It is not working. Hold on a second.
Equals to, I guess.
I missed something. student info. Okay, it should be equal to. It should not be colon. Okay, now like that you have to build an array. Can you build a few more arrays? Comma, comma, comma. Okay, now you go here. I say ASP.NET, ASP.NET, MVC code. Here I'm going to say this will be 102 record. This will be 103 record. Okay, I say here Angular. I say here microservices. Okay. Now the student info is a variable which is holding the list of values or not. Say yes or no. The student variable is holding the values yes or no. Now what I want to do is I want to loop through this record in my component. How I'm going to do in my component is in the div I'm going to use star ng for equal to let student of what is my student list. I'm going to take this student info. I'm going to paste here. So it will loop the record. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a paragraph tag with the interpolation. I'm going to use student dot. What is the ID, ma? I take this ID.
ID, sir.
Now you see 101, 102, 103, all the three things are there. Say yes or no?
Yes, sir.
But I never used ng content. I used only div. Did I use ng content? And then I'm going to use a pipe symbol. I say one more paragraph. Student dot name. Oh my God. Do one thing. Comma will be the best. You got it? Now what I want to do, I want to displace instead of div, I'm going to use ng-container. It will work or not? Say yes or no, it will work or not?
Yes, sir. Definitely it's work.
Definitely.
It's work.
Why?
Because we are creating in a loop iterator. It will creating individual divs, but it's a single div containing inside DOM.
The beauty is it will work as expected by div. No change at all. Understand my point? But the difference is, if you look into that, you see everything is comes under wrap under containment of ng content. Your ng container is not shown, but when you go back here, say div, you see everywhere the div will become. When I use a div here, and then inspect element, you see there is a div wrapped every element.
Yes,
See
sir.
this?
Every record is a single div.
Yeah, every record will be treated as binded by a div.
Single div.
Single div. But if I use ng container, are you able to see that ng-container?
No, sir. It will show only one group of record.
You see here? Are you seeing any div here? Only paragraph tag with the content. You are not having any div. That is the beauty ngcontainer comes into picture. Why? Because ngcontainer, what is the text we can define? ngcontainer is used to define the block of HTML wrapped together. Since it is an angular, it is an angular directive, it will not render in the DOM element. Very clear?
Sir, question. Sir, one question. Yeah, regarding how we can identify it is rendered or not compared to divine container. There's some little bit confusion.
Can I explain once again?
Yeah. Rendering part, only rendering part.
That's what. See, I'm giving a div.
Okay.
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 Now I given a div. Page is
Correct.
being refreshed. Okay.
Okay.
I'm giving a right click, inspect element.
Okay.
Now click on this. You go to this element. See,
Okay.
I have a paragraph tag, right?
Correct. Correct. Yes.
In this paragraph tag, covered by div element.
Yes. Correct.
Okay. If you look into that, every paragraph tag will be covered by div element.
Development. Yes.
Why? Because the code is looping this div. Parent child. So that,
okay. Correct.
you got my point. So like that, it is looping.
Okay.
Okay. Now, what my plan is, instead of div, I'm going to use ng-container.
Okay.
ng-container.
Okay.
Okay. When I use ng-container, it will do the same. There is no change at all. Right? Is there any change you can see here? As a user, you are not going to change anything. But when you go here in the inspect element, when you click on this, you go back. Are you able to see any div element here? Or
No div element.
It's supposed to wrap by ng-container, right? Whether the ng-container is wrapped here, it has only paragraphs, right?
Correct.
Why? Because it is an angular directive.
Okay.
Or you got my point? Angular directives will help you to design your UI, but it will not help you to render in the DOM element. Am I right?
Correct. I agree. Yes, got it.
Now you all understand?
Yes, understand. Thank you.
Everybody. Judy.
Yes.
Sushma, Shiva, Mailswami, Pratibha.
And one
Guys,
more question, sir.
you
Was
guys
it
need to
contact
speak.
for the execution, it will be save the execution time, right?
It will also save the execution time, definitely.
Because the for loop is there, like let for loop means it is a child. Okay. Yeah, it will be. Okay.
Everybody clear? Sushma?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Okay. Now, I have one more thing called ngtemplate. So that is why the reason here I said ngcontainer is used to define the block of HTML wrapped together. Since it is an Angular directive, it will render in the DOM element. Okay. Now, the next topic is ngtemplate. Now, the next topic is ngtemplate. In the ngtemplate, I'm going to have two things. Listen carefully. I'm going to have two things saying that ng container, ng hyphen container, I'm saying a paragraph, authorized user, something like this, authorized user. Okay. And here I'm going to use ng hyphen template. I'm saying here a paragraph, unauthorized user. Now tell me which one will render in your page, whether the both will render in the page or it will be only one thing will render in the page.
One thing will be rendering.
Which one will render?
Container.
Why template will not render?
Because that this is a template.
See, your answer is correct, but always container template will rely based on the container. Always template will rely based on the container. How to activate this is go to your containment assignment, just say yes authorized equal to colon is authorized colon boolean equal to false. Now you need to check the condition here saying that star ng if equal to is authorized. Okay, so how we are going to do here is you take this is authorized, put your element, else you say not authorized. I got my point. Now if you go here, you see there is a problem. What they are saying, can anyone tell me? What is the error? Can anyone speak?
Sir, that property, the variable does not exist in our component.
Which property?
Sir, no authorized.
Not authorized.
Not authorized variable is not used anywhere, right?
Yes.
So what you need to do, you need to take this here, you have to say hash paste. This is called variable reference. If the variable boolean is true, this container will display. If the variable is false, the next one is I'm going to define based on the template. Now you see here, I'll get unauthorized user. Understand the point? Say yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Very simple. I create a container, I create a template, I had authorized and unauthorized. Okay. If it is authorized, you are going to display this container. If it is unauthorized, you are going to display the template. And this one will be called it as reference variable. Template should require a reference variable from the container based on the condition. You understand my point? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Everybody.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So what is ng template? It is also used to define the block of HTML wrap. HTML wrap together. No change at all. Since it is also it is an Angular directive. Angular directive will not render in the DOM element. When it will be executed, it will execute on its own or not? Second point, it will not execute on its own. It will not execute on its own. Right? It will not execute on its own. It will purely
Depends with
Rely
container.
on. Rely. Or rely, how to do that? Rely spelling. Rely on ng container condition. Ng container condition. If your ng container condition is not satisfied, you are not going to do this, right?
Yes.
Anybody have any questions?
Yes, yes.
సార్
Yes,
ఎన్జి
sir.
టెంప్లెట్ తో ఎలిమెంట్ ఉంటే కంపల్సరీగా ఎన్జి కంటైనర్ అనే ఎలిమెంట్ లో కంపల్సరీ ఉండాలా? ఎన్జి కంటైనర్ కాకుండా అదర్ కూడా ఏమన్నా తీసుకునే ఛాన్సెస్
ng
ఉన్నాయా?
container, ng template is the parent-child relationship లాంటిది.
ఓ
If you are using ng container, for the else condition, you can use ng template.
ఓకే
Amar, understand? Long back kada.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Or you got my point? Yashashvi,
Yes, sir.
Sushma, Shiva, Mailswami. You all understand, right? Say
Yes,
yes or
sir.
no?
Yes, sir.
I think only 3 people are talking. Remaining people are enjoying, I believe. Okay. Now, I have one more question. I want to create an array here. I'm taking this as a student info. Okay. Now, go to the component.containment.html. Instead of using here, I'm going to use a for loop. Here, I'm going to use in the ng container, I'm going to use ul tag. Okay. I'm going to use a ul tag. And here, li. Okay. To make a for loop, what I will do? Star ng for equal to let student of student info. Okay. Now in the li, I can display student dot
ఐడి
id comma space. Okay. Comma space
స్టూడెంట్ డాట్ నేమ్
student dot
నేమ్
okay. Now go here in the component, make it as true. Where what happened? Okay. Name does not exist. It should be small letter. You got it? All the list?
ఎస్ సార్
Yes or no?
ఎస్ సార్ ఎస్ సార్
Now, if length is greater than 0, if I don't have any record here, let us assume the array is an empty. Understand my point? Your array is empty. What will happen?
కంటైనర్ విల్ డిస్ప్లే బట్ డేటా ఈజ్ నాట్ దేర్.
Hmm?
ఎస్ సార్ డేటా అనేది ఉండదు, ట్రూగానే ఉంది కాబట్టి కాంపోనెంటే ఎన్జి కాంపోనెంటే డిస్ప్లే అవుతుంది, టెంప్లెట్ డిస్ప్లే అవ్వదు, కానీ డేటా మాత్రం ఏమి ఉండదు సార్.
ఎందుకు ఉండదు?
ఇక్కడ ఏం లేదు కదా సార్, డేటా ఏం లేదు కదా, ఐడి నేమ్ అనేది లేదు కాబట్టి ఎర్రర్ వస్తుంది ఫస్ట్.
So what you will do here in the ng if you simply remove this. Okay. You say here student info dot length greater than 0, else unauthorized, not authorized. Simply like this. Now you see, if the length is available, that's why it is having a data. Now what I'm going to do, if I remove length data, and say the array Why the property ID is not exist? Some issues there. Okay, I will do one thing. I remove something called, I say only student variable. See, no record, unauthorized. Understand my point? Now, if you go here in the array, you pass data, what will happen? The data will be executed. That is the idea behind it. Now, you all understand what is the difference between ngtemplate and ng. Come on, guys. Container.
Yes, yes.
Yes. Yes, sir.
If the data is available, I say go to array. I say here 101, 102, something like this. You got the data. If the data is available, you will say 101. If the data is not available, what will happen?
Template will display.
In the template, what you will define?
Unauthorized. There is no data.
There is no students available. Right? It's a meaningful name. See, there is no students available. If the student is available, you go and add the student number 101, 102, 103. Now you go and see, you got all the 3 students. This is the difference between ngtemplate and ngcontainer.
Container. Yes, sir.
You all got the point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is the one we are going to define. And guys, I want to build a portfolio builder for all these particular tags. We'll discuss that tomorrow.
Okay, sir. Definitely.
And
Sure, sir.
I need to you guys think in one way. Assume your text box is null. Assume your text box is null. Let me build that. I don't want you guys to see. Simple logic, let me build. I created div. Okay. Let's try this. If possible, I will finish it. Otherwise, I can leave it. Okay. I will create a div saying that class equal to I can say box. Okay. I create another div class equal to form element. Okay. And then I'm going to have an input type equal to text. And here I'm going to have a label. I'll tell you why I'm having a label here, saying that first name. Now, if you go to the UI, where is my UI? Now you got the box? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now what I'm going to do, let's build some CSS for this box. How to build the CSS?
Dot
box.
dot class name.
Come again?
So dot class name.
Dot box.
Box.
Now tell me, what is the background color? First, what is the background color can we give? Padding. Background color equal to orange.
Okay.
Now you got the orange color?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a width 250 pixel. Now width is fixed.
Yes.
And then height 100 pixel.
Okay.
Right? I made an 100 pixel width and height.
Yes,
and
sir.
then padding, I'm going to give 35 pixel for all the 4 sides. Now you got the padding? Say yes or no?
Yes.
And I want to make this center, this box. How to do that?
Justify control.
Margin
Mhm.
0 pixel auto. You got it?
Okay.
Yes or no?
Yes.
And then I want to make this position fixed. I want to make this position fixed. Okay? And saying left, when you, hey, come on, it is not fixed. No, I don't want. Okay, let this margin remove. Okay, top 30%. Make it as 20%. Okay, and say left 35%. This is one way we can do. Now it is central line. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now I want to make this border rounded. What is the property I need to use? You guys has to speak. Every day I'm trying to explain the CSS.
Border radius.
Radius.
Border
Radius.
Radius.
5
5
pixel.
pixel.
5 pixel is fine. Yeah.
Okay. Now I want to give a box shadow. How to do that for this box?
Box shadow property.
Box shadow property we use.
Box shadow 5 pixel, 0 pixel, no, 1 pixel, 5 pixel, 1 pixel, say red. You got the box shadow?
Yes.
No, better to have 2 pixels so that it will fully occupy. Now you got the box shadow? No?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And then you need to have one more concept called transform. I'll tell you the reason. Where you say translate 50%, comma 50%. I'll tell you the reason. Right now you no need to you don't know. Okay. Simply say translate minus 50% and minus 50%. I'll explain why I am doing that. Okay, let the transformation happen. And then what is the next thing is, what is your next thing you have in the component? You have a form element. Take this form element, dot position relative. Don't do anything. And say here, position is relative. And then form element input position, instead of relative, you say absolute. Now you see the text is not there. The label text is not there or not? Yes or no?
Yes.
Ishwar, Ganesh, Amar,
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Text
there
is
text is not all.
text
Not
is
there.
not available.
available.
Now I say top equal to 0 pixel and left equal to 0 pixel. Here I'm going to say top colon 0 pixel, left colon 0 pixel. What label is not coming? Something wrong. Hold on a second. Position relative is correct. Position absolute is correct. Let me take this as black. Why it is changing something? Okay. I say font size 16 pixel. Color is white. Input type equal to text. Okay. For name, I say for something wrong.
So instead of percent, just make it as a pixel so that top and left.
Okay. Font size, I have to give transition all 5 pixel easy note. Actually, when I click this, it will go out and come. The text should be on top of this label. I don't know why it is not working. I'm confused. Something is hitting here. Position absolute may not work, I believe. You see. I do one thing, I remove this. It is not happening anything. Here I form element is correct. I just take this one form element. This one form element. I take this input. I'm putting here. I'm saying here in the form element. I'm saying position absolute. Position absolute is okay. Top 0 pixel. Left 0 pixel. Amar, CSS రాలేదా? Font hyphen size 16 pixel. And the color black. Or say red. Okay. And then I need to bring the label on top. I'm saying transition all 5 pixel is in out. Okay. Sorry, it is not 5 pixel, it should be 5 seconds. And this is label map. Now if it, you see, form label name is coming inside, say yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hello? Everybody there? Ganesh?
Yes, sir.
See, I made
Yeah.
a mistake. I applied the CSS with
Yes,
input.
yes,
Instead, I'm going to apply with
label.
this one, label.
Label.
Now, dot form element. Here I'm going to apply input. Here I'm going to say border 0. I'm not having any border, and then border bottom. I'm going to say 1 pixel solid gold rod. 1 pixel solid golden rod. And then background transparent. You see here? You see? Will you able to see this? Transparency? Say yes or no? Say yes or no?
Yes.
And then I'm going to have a weight 100%. So that what will happen? The entire text box will be 100% fit. And then I'm going to have certain paddings. Padding. Okay. 8 pixel 0. My bottom will be 0. My left will be 5 pixel. Again, I'm 0. And then I'm going to make my font size will be 16 pixel. Okay, the text to font size will be 16 pixel. Now you see when you write anything, it will not happen. And input color equal to white. So whatever you are entering in input, it will make white color. Okay. Now this is the concept. Okay. And then I'm going to use a form element input colon focus. Input colon focus, I'm going to write a transition effort. Okay, I'm saying border none. When I'm focusing the input element, my outline will be none. Now you see here, will you able to see anything? Do I see a border? Do I see an element? Yes or no? Sami, Ishwar, Jude, Amar,
Sir.
Ishwar,
Yes.
you understand or not?
Yes, sir.
A bit confusing, SSV. So now you click here, you see nothing is there, but I want to create a border outside. So what I'm going to do, I'm creating a one more border bottom. I said 2 pixel solid red. See the changes on, but this first name should go up. This first name, whenever I select the focus, this first name should go up. That transition we are going to do now. The moment it should come here, when I click enter Narendra, it will work. Or you got my point? So what I'm going to do in the input focus, I take this entire input focus, okay, tilt label, I'm going to give a transition effort. Tilt label, I'm going to give a top colon minus 12 pixel. See, happening or not?
Yes.
Everybody.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Say yes or no, ma?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Hmm? Say yes or no. Is the transition happening or not?
Happening, sir. Yes.
Hmm? And say font size 15 pixel and make this as height 18 pixel. Now you see the transition. You can very well write the code here. Understand my point? Now, the next topic is, once you build this, I want to create a template or content here. I want to create a content and template. If the content is false, you need to pass the template. If the user is not able to enter any data, they need to create a data. How to do that? Can anyone tell me? You have ngcontainer and ngtemplate, right? Mileswamy, Sushma.
Yes, sir. Ngcontainer.
Yeah, tell me how to do that. Ishwar.
Sir, we need HTML tag ng container inside of our form body, and outside of ng template, it will.
First, what you need to do, your first step is to create a variable user string equal to single quotes, right? This is your first step. Now take this user, copy, bind in your HTML as a template or not, as an ng model or not. First, you
Yes,
need
sir.
to use a ng model.
ng model.
So ng model should have both braces, right? So how to do that? Ng model equal to user.
Yes.
Now what will happen? Whatever the data you are entering, the data will comes here. Now here you say ng hyphen container, right? Say yes or no?
Yes.
Here I'm going to say if ng if equal to user colon else value, something like this. Okay. And here you use ng hyphen template. Okay. There, what you will say, copy the value, hash value, and in the paragraph tag, you say enter the first name. Now you go, it will not display. Enter the first name. Now what I want to do, I take the paragraph, go to CSS, in the paragraph tag, color, golden rod. Now you see the first name?
Yes.
Yes or no? Or you can make red also. Now here, if you say n, it is not available. If you remove, it is coming. If you add a single value in the variable, it will not work. How was it? With the help of ngtemplate and ngcontainer.
Yes, sir.
Ishwar, Amar,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Amar, are you there or not? You are in mute.
Yeah, yes, sir. Sorry, double muted. Yes, I'm there only. I mean,
See, let me reiterate this once again. First, what I did in the HTML is I created a box. I created a form element. I created a text box. Actually, when you are entering data, this label will first and then input. Now here, reverse it. And then go to CSS. First, what we are doing, we are making the box as a black and width, height, padding, fixed, top, left, border radius, border shadow. You are fixing all these things. And then the main form element, this div, you are making position relative. Okay. And then form element label, you are making position is absolute, your top equal to 0, left equal to 0 sign, and then you are adding a transition element. Once you've done the transition, this ease in, ease out will work. Okay. Once you make this transition effort, this ease in, ease out will work. And then you are taking the input, making the border everything 0, only the border bottom, you are making golden rod. When you see the golden rod, you see a line as a text box. Say yes or no? Say yes or no?
Yes.
And then to come back, you are making your entire background is transparent and width. See, if you are not using this width, you see the box will be not 100% fit. Is it 100% fit? No, right? You see the change. It is 100% in the UI. Or you got my point? Within the div, it is 100%. That is the reason we are using 100% padding, font size, and color the text. What is the text color you need to enter here? When I say Narendra, it should be white in color. Done? Everybody clear? And then when you are focus, when you make your focus on this table, it automatically change into red color with the border and outline should be none. After focus in the label, this label first name should automatically go up. For that, you are telling your color top minus 18 pixel. You move to 18 pixel. Okay, if you change it to 30, 15, something like 25 pixel, you see the change. When you click, see where it is going. Transition is happening or not? Say yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Transition is happening or not, Judy, Amar? The transition will happen based on the pixel. Now I'm going back. I'm going to change into simply 15 pixel. See, now this goods. So that I can easily enter. Okay. And then P color equal to red. Once this data is equal to true, if the user has value, can I enable this label or disable this label? Say yes or no. Do I need this label? Say guys, do we need this label? Okay, that we can discuss later point of time. So now the basic concept of container and template you understand, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. That's all for today. Tomorrow we are going to create a professional builder. Once that has been done,